last year you go for Yaka.
Yes.
Because Yaka Kulma and the one that is talking to us. So you are telling to me Yaka Kulma because a party. Oh, Yaka can be talking to the president. It's not a good thing. Yes. They're happy. Saying that you, my mother, your mama are happy for you. Then you are not going to betray Yaka Kulma or betray the great people in one today. Yaka Kulma are not going to cross it. You understand? You understand? You can't walk for Yaka Kulma there. It is not going to run. You go for Yaka? Yes, yes, yes. They don't just respect Yaka Kulma for that. You don't want to respect Yaka Kulma for that.
When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said what kind of people is what kind of people is it? Freedom fighter, you raping our freedom fighter, you killing our children. Freedom fighter, you destroying our
Hello. Yeah, we're good.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they came,
at in a corner. If you hear my preaching, most family will conclude that I'm right. Will you rescue as a preacher after winning? After don't answer my phone.
Freedom fighter, you raping
You don't let me down. I don't talk because
freedom fighter, you destroy our
you don't know why it's happening. Because I was told is Vice President of Linda. The Liverpool will not understand if I start hitting on button. The Senate but we have the funding and the taxes of people and the amnesty law and everything.
Who's building it? Who's funding it? And on the inconsistencies in communication of high-level government officials create some level of controversy on this project. And one thing that it is a Manara Union funded project, and then the president says it's a presidential project. The state we have goes for confirmation hearing, the asking, he said, I know nothing about the project. You don't do that to your people. You don't do that. Who's building it? Who's funding it? Stand on the income. Some level of controversy on this project.
Let me listen to Henry Costa. Henry Costa will ask this question.
People have been asking questions. You can't talk. I heard my brother Daniel Sando say the Manoro Union. Then I heard the press secretary to the president say the project is a presidential project. There's no coherence in your communication. Your messaging has holes. How can a deputy minister for public affairs say?
Let me listen to Henry Costa. Henry Costa will answer. So where are you $3.9 million? Right? You can't go to one project. What government paid the $3.9 million of it? That is just for $1 million project there. The truth to the Liberian people. They said a Monterey project. Why they didn't do a groundbreaking? We said that already. How can we put that before you said it? Somewhere like $3.9 million, right? You guys want that Monterey project? What the government will pay the $3.9 million of it? That's not said. It wasn't an official statement. That's Ecuador. He lied. He made it. What happened today?
Do you come to your senses and say, God, what did you just put ourselves in? He said it does not represent the government position. So it will then erroneous, it will then that the government position. What make it the fall? What make it good today now? What should we believe it at the government position today? What should we believe it? That yes, indeed, our 6.1 million. That's not 6.1 million. Maybe someone said. It was going to 70 seconds and when he was on closing argument. Oh, play again. This is an embarrassment. You can't do this. So what happened the last time and today? The government has taken an official position now. Daniel Sanders said the story was a lie. It wasn't an official statement of the Republic of Liberia executive mansion. Somebody like your girls here, don't forget. Daniel Sanders said, so those of you that are here backing and defending your kind of talk, that's going to 77. Some will be leaving today. Every day the government is building to fail. Every day the government is massively preparing to fail. Every day this government is leaving a legacy of deceit, lives, and backwardness. And this is wrong. The government must change. As we get closer to the new year, the government will find a new path that the people can understand. Listen to your Deputy Minister of Information. If it wasn't for Yombly and Liberty Party, they would have never gotten that job. Listen to your Deputy Minister of Information. I'll play again. Some will be leaving today.
And I think that it does not represent the position of the government of Liberia. And that's why when I was asked in my capacity here as a deputy spokesperson, I said the government will address the issue of that.
Okay. That's Deputy Minister. You don't think that's been there disgrace. They'll go ahead and defend it. What kind of people they don't tell that friend was stupid. That he didn't believe his own story at first. It does not represent the government position, but today he believed it. It represents the government.
And I think to that effect, I made a comment which was very erroneous. But that comment does not represent the position of the government of Liberia. And that's why when I was asked in my capacity here as a deputy spokesperson, I said the government will address the issue of that.
Okay. That's the minister. You don't think that's been there disgrace. They'll go ahead and government position. What kind of nonsense is that? That is not telling us. What I told you I mistake, that liquor talk. You don't believe me. But today, because he put it on Facebook and he wrote it down, so much government position. What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense?
Oh, yes, indeed. What a good day. What a wonderful way. We'd like to welcome all of you folks. Indeed, a pleasing opportunity it feels to be here, right here behind these microphones to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Today is another exciting day from the nation's capital in Monrovia. A pleasant good morning. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning, folks, to all of you, wherever you are this morning on our voice. This is how we like to welcome you to another interesting and, of course, intriguing opportunity to listen to analysis of some of the most critical issues in Liberia. Good morning to our friends, our fans, and our followers. To those of you, it's a good thing to have you join us. Our friends in America, Europe, Asia, and other parts of the globe. Thanks for joining us as we wind down on 2025. It has been a wonderful journey with all of you, keeping the torch alive and sticking very committed to the issues confronting the missteps, and of course, the ills in government, in spite of the intimidations, in spite of the branding, the bullying, the propaganda, and all of that, the blackmails as well, we have remained firm, committed, and of course unbending. And that is the most significant characteristic that one must possess to confront a fact made of people who do not like to hear the truth, people who believe in violating human rights and abusing the right of other people. Yeah, these are fascists. They don't like. They do not believe in humanity. No compassion. They feel absolutely right about everything they do. So it takes enormous courage. That's why we are grateful to the Almighty God for always giving us the strength and of course the boldness to be here each and every other day. Welcome. There are too many things to talk about, lots of things happening in Liberia, but guess what? Today is protest day, December 17th, and of course the panic is all over the place. Driving to work this morning across the entirety of the Bourgeois Island area, all the stores are closed. Up to when I pass, the places are closed. Liberians are afraid, they're panicking. Stein has sent a wave of panic and fear across Monrovia. Inhabitants are trembling, they're afraid, staying home. Do not trust the brutal and blunt reaction of the police. So they are kind of observing the situation. Between now to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, we don't know what the situation will turn out to be. But all we can say today is protest day. Today is the leave or leave protest. And yes, the organizers are very committed. We saw a back-to-back statement on last evening. One from the Liberia National Police declaring that the grounds of the executive mansion is not for protestation or what have you. And then Stan also fired back, insisting that they cannot stop them. So today is the 17th. Right here, the showdown. We'll begin to take calls from across Monrovia and other parts to see what the situation looks like, and of course talk to some of the organizers and leaders of the protest today. We hope and pray that the government of Liberia, through the Liberia National Police, as we have already started witnessing heavy deployment of police officers with machine guns. I don't know what all of that is about, but clearly an intimidation strategy. And remember that these are festive period. They must maintain law and order. This is not the police versus any kind of force from Sierra Leone or Guinea. This is the police versus its own citizens. So that is exactly what it is. They've brought out all of them heavy machine guns, and I'm seeing them. I don't even know whether some of them can fire because they're old thing. They're popping on it. They're having them there right there in front of the executive mansion.
I'm a freedom fighter. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm a freedom Ayo, ayo, ayo. Oh, ayo, yo, ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, 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 ayo. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Oh, ayo, yo, ayo, ayo, ayo. Music.
Oh yeah, so there was this situation that happened in district number 12 some weeks, if not months ago, where some citizens were being chased by, I think, DEA officers or police officers believed to be drug addicts, and they got drowned in the double breach, that double breach area, that water, that little river. I don't know what is the precise name of it. And so the families and other permanent residents, community dwellers, some of whom children got drowned as a result of that raid, have begun knocking the doors of the government of Liberia, seeking to know and get some answers. But it seems all of the conversation has fell on deaf ears. And so one young man who has always taken leadership in district number 12, Mr. Prince Crippler, has taken upon himself to engage the government in a more constructive and, of course, a structural manner. He has written several communications to the Ministry of Justice and other relevant authorities, some stakeholders as well. But it also seems as though the answer he needs doesn't seem to be coming. So this morning, Prince will join us to speak to the details of his engagement with the government and as it relates to the welfare of some of his district's residents. Oh yeah, Prince will join us. So the big one is the FOIA project. At long last, the government of Liberia has, in a very disgraceful manner, accepted the project, but with deception. We will unpack that for you here this morning. We told you this is a government of liars. And every day we will be vindicated. When this thing started, we told you it was the government, it was the president project. And look, nobody should go thinking that it's somebody else's project. It's for Bwaka. And the narrative that Bwaka did not know about it are all lies. Bwaka granted, approved. And look, man, but we'll talk more about it right here. Oh, yes. The laws are clear. And we'll also look deep into that as well. So this morning, we want to congratulate ourselves for being the biggest advocacy voice in the country, the voice that speaks and the government bows. Oh, yes, it was demonstrated on yesterday. These idiots in power who feels they can do whatever to anybody. We challenged them on yesterday morning that if and when Bucky Raw was not going to be released, we were going to ensure that the young people of this country take to the street. And in no time they have released Bucky Raw. Conditions under which are clear, because our insistence was that the laws must be respected, and we just do not have conversations from the blue. Evidence-based conversation, and on the strength of what we know is right, we challenge the government and they've backed down. So Bucky is a free man, and we challenge the government again to try that nonsense. And a misguided element from the DEA should try that nonsense. And then they will see. Oh yes, the people power is what we rely on. You're stealing from the country every day. You all criminals, rogues, building mansions from stealing. Pregnant women swear everything. Babies that are dying, they swear all behind you. You ain't get blessing. Just swear behind you. Right now, as I'm speaking in the hospital, so an old man that's suffering, crying. That woman swear going on here in the government. No medicine in the hospital. They put dying. Other people mind parent dying. And you all sitting maneuvers, TV, criminals, rogues. You go build mansion info that you can't last in a Mana River project. What kind of old liar is this? Folks, this is the Freedom Money Rise. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, it's always a good thing to have you join us just wherever you are. Kudos to our cyclists, our keke riders, our taxi cabs, and all of those folks in the factories, in the concession side, or the masses, the left behind. Those are the people. These are our strength. These are the people who have been marginalized in the country. These are our supporters. They are our followers. We take pride in them, and they are our friends. These are our people. Everybody that's suffering from bad governance and bad labor practices, these are our friends. Oh yes, it's always a good thing to have all of you join. Look, promises to be verified this morning. And of course, today being Wednesday, we also have the opportunity to pay some money right here on the cash giveaway. Star 255 star 1 hash is the code. And the more you play, the better the chances are to win. Of course, the season is here. I know the town looks so quiet, like a ghost camp. Nothing is working, nothing is moving. And everywhere looks sick and all that. Everywhere looks sick and all of that. So yeah, it's star 255 star 1 hash. Star 255 star 1 hash is the code this morning. So join us, share the live, folks. Right? Share the show. And just wherever you are, we'll open the phone lines. What do you make of the protest today? Are you going to be there? Are you preparing to join in others and all of that? You have to stand for yourself. If you don't stand, it is clear from every independent indication that this government is a rogue government. Let me define what a rogue government is for you so that you understand, and probably that will wake you up this morning. It is important. When you have a rogue government situation, it's terrible. I mean, you can guarantee that anything is going to happen, right? A rogue government is typically refers to a kind of government that disregards international laws. International laws like human rights issues, humanitarian laws, the rights of others, and they violate these rights. So if you have a government that does these things, right, pursuing aggressive policies and all of those things, these are typical of a rogue government. They disregard norms, or in fact, most disgracefully, a rogue government primarily disregards its own laws. So let's come home and look at the government we have today, right? We can go from wherever. Do you know the number? A lot of us cannot even remember the number of times the Constitution has been violated or ignored, and continues. The most terrible thing, the PPCC and all of that, even the FOIA period that we're going to talk about, the laws were equally ignored. That is an attribute of a rogue government. For those of you who do not understand, often acting unilaterally and oppressively, a rogue government acts unilaterally and oppressively. They ignore the laws, they act on their own, and their actions are oppressive. Their actions are oppressive. They oppress the poor, they oppress the critical voices, they go after the people and all of that. What do we see around us? So we simplify the thing that even a layman walking down the street, he sees it. He sees that, yes, what Abu is saying is truth. Hey, this is a mark of a rogue government, right? I will come on the public radio and assign a description to the government that does not justify or does not fits very well. The day I come in and say the government is it's a makeup of, I mean, it's a kind of totalitarian stuff. I will list you corresponding characteristics and actions and activities that fits right there. It's important. So they disregard human rights and the rule of law. Several reports have equally validated this claim. So Joseph Boakai is running a rogue government. The MCC Compass say they do not respect rule of law. The Human Rights Report say they do not respect rule of law. The Doing Business Climate Report say massive violation of human rights, journalists' rights, all of these things are happening in the country, right? These are all condensed characteristics of a rogue government. That's what Boakai is proudly presiding over. And we're not afraid. And somebody think we're going to be afraid to tell him, we're not. Corruption and mismanagement. Corruption and mismanagement. Corruption and mismanagement. Corruption starts from the Ministry of Finance. There is an industrial scale of corruption that's going on under Augustine P. Gaffron. They're stealing the people money. They're stealing the country money every day. Even now, as we speak, they are stealing the country money. People are suffering, and the few that are privileged, they're brought in this rogue government, and they're stealing the country money. They're stealing like they're stealing, and they're stealing. They're amassing ill-gotten wealth. That's what they're doing. Lack of transparency and accountability. The lack of transparency. Look at all the contracts that the government has issued. Lack of transparency, no openness, no accountability, right? Look at the yellow machine thing. One moment you see Mamaka ability over the boss passing around, couldn't contest yellow machine, right? No details. The public is kept away from anything. Few pieces of that yellow machine is in the country, no accountability, no conversation. We don't even know. We're hearing unconfirmed that those machines that were brought here are in the Southeast and they're mining golds and minerals. For who? Nobody knows. The president is there. It's okay. Nobody's asking the question about that yellow machine that Mamaka ability paraded over. They said they were carrying it to Bafte Trini Barrick, right? Bien Keseli Barrick. It's not there. They carry their money in Sano, Grand Jida, they're in country future, right? And the president is aware of these things. So that is the real government. No transparency, no accountability, no openness, no fairness, and everything is just happening haphazard, in a haphazard manner. In Liberia's context, this term might apply if referring to actions perceived as corrupt, opaque, or violating laws like procurement irregularities or human rights concerns. That is it. In the context of Liberia, this is where a rogue government fits very well. Oh, yes, indeed. This is it. And of course, let's see what other issues we could just bring you up to speed with in terms of some of the matters that are trending in the country this morning. The survive addiction. Now comes the hardest part. Going home. Life after addiction. Life after addiction. The people who get arrested, the people who get taken, and this is in the front page Africa newspaper. State accused of withholding international fire expert report in capital arson trial. Where is the report? So the Liberian government spent maybe million or several hundreds of thousands United States dollars taxpayers' money, right? And brought in quote unquote fire expert to investigate the capital arson or the capital building fire incident. And then the folks did their work, and then they produced a report. The government should use that report to prosecute the people that they have arrested and placed behind bars as suspect for the capital fire. Now the government is struggling, right? As its witnesses are undergoing cross-examination. Question now becomes, why is the government afraid to display and make public the report from the experts? The money that was used to bring these people in the country, host them here, and do whatever, it did not come from Joseph Boakai, father's inheritance and all of that. They're not Joseph Boakai power money, and they're not his mom money. It was the country money, so he has to be accountable to the country, and that's it. So, but for somebody to think that the report is done and the report can be kept away from the public, and the matter is going on, tons of tax dollars are being wasted as the situation goes on, and the facts as to what actually happened, are contained within the experts report. So why will you ignore the experts report and then you start to go on hearsay and adducing uncorroborated evidence in a landmark case like that? People are asking the questions. So on the flip side, I saw photos of the lightning along the RIA road. That is a good thing, and I want to say kudos to the government and the LEC for that, right? The project has not completed, but the only thing that could appear a mark from them is to put light there. So never mind, that's no problem. That's a good thing, because when the place lighting, it's okay. But any which way, light was still going to go there. And you understand? So the question has been, the thing that nobody was thinking, they're not in any plan, they're not even bring it, let's see it. Because lighting of the RIA is part of the road project, it's part of the road plan. You just decide to do it ahead and all of that. But which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, and we commend that. Right? But it is within the plan of the road construction. So it is not a Boakai's project. It is still a fulfillment of the WIA's vision. So you see, how are you going to be stealing and you think you can steal, small steal, big steal, at the same steal, you steal project? Because you can't tell me that WIA initiated the RIA rule, do the design, make the payment, sign the contract and all of that, but then they put provision for lighting. You can't tell me that one there, right? No community rules got lighted. Then what more about that kind of amount? So it was there. So you just decided that since, okay, they may not take time to say, and we're struggling for prayer, so let's go put that on, take picture on it, or apologies and be posting it. But everybody know that we are project. Right? So that is that. Then we come to something else, folks. This is we're in December. It's important. Okay, we're in December, and it's the festive period. The year is ending. Jonathan, please come in, man. Jonathan, please come 1 minute. So we're in December, and the year is coming to an end. So we've seen that heads of state-owned enterprises, particularly the LPRC and the Freeport of Monrovia, have made giant pronouncements. You hear it, it's good, it's attractive. What are they saying? They've said that employees working for these entities in this December will each walk away with 60% of their salaries as bonus packages. And you're like, wow, this sounds amazing. But again, where are you getting the money from? Accountability issues, right? The money is generated from LPRC and Freeport. It's nobody pass money, nobody man money. Like you just wake up and you just, it's not your corporation, your private money that you can exclusively just make a decision on it. And you just go, you take the money, you pay it out, and you have the board. So you see how the boards can be useless when the boards were set up through compromises. Because no sound board understanding the core responsibilities and duties and function of a state-owned enterprise will sit there and approve a 60% bonus payment. What sense does that make? 60%? Are you kidding me? 60% bonus payment, right? When the government of Liberia is still struggling to mobilize and achieve its domestic revenue target for 2025, and somebody is sitting and using and wasting the country money and say you're doing favor. You don't do favor, go to your private company and go do favor. That one you can take your money do anyhow. But the money that all of us have a stake in, you go and make and do big show on the Liberian people money, say 60%, and everybody saying no, right? Other civil servants who are equally contributing to the country and the government are not getting 60%. That's unfair. That's injustice. That's lack of equity. The government must work equally to a larger extent. But you can't have certain people in certain groups being treated in a different way while others are treated in a different way. And what do you think is going to happen? But why should it even be that way? The very entities that are failing to remit budgetary support are the ones taking 60%. If you do the calculation, you do the math, do you know how many millions these entities are going to be giving out December free of charge when the country needs money, when there is no medicine in the hospitals, there is no desks for the kids in our rural communities, they are sitting on the bare floors, schools' roofs are leaking, and these institutions and somebody think it makes sense. You take the Liberian people money and you waste it and share it like it's a social club you're running, a social organization, and you're utilizing and wasting the country money. People are being paid. Look, the concept of giving year-end bonuses are universal. It happens, but it's measured. You just don't go ahead taking the country money and wasting it because you want to get a good name, right? 60%. Are you kidding me? That means somebody that's taking $200 as pay, for example, FPRC and Freeport will pay that person $3,200. $3,200. A $1,200 escort. So imagine if you have over 20 or 50 person in that category, that 200 category, or maybe 200 person in that category, right? Assuming you have 200 person in that category. Let's talk about this. I know some of our men will not like it, but this is unacceptable. What they are doing, and then they're power firm, right? Let's say 200 people. You're talking about $240,000 just for people in the category of 200 per month that are going to receive 60% across the two state-owned enterprises. What about those making $5,000 per month? What about those making $4,000 per month? What about those making $10,000 per month, right? Across the two state-owned enterprises. Do the math. Add the figures, multiply them, and see the million that's going out. And somebody think it's okay. It's okay that some heads of some entity will just wake up and take 60% of the country money. This is a mark of a rogue regime. That's what they comfort themselves in the people money. Liberia is such a country, right? This is tantamount to a mass citizens protest. You're not protesting against the workers. No, you're protesting against a leadership policy that undermines accountability, that undermines transparency and financial discipline. 60%? What justifies 60%? And what we're even hearing, these 60% that they're talking about are negotiated. Oh yeah, we've gathered that as well. They're now 60% out there. And then the senior management in cahoots with the HR office who gave out for like 20% to the staff, and they reserve 40%. We're hearing this one as well. So it's a whole scheme designed to steal, right? But they do it like they're giving it to the employees. In actuality, employees will be some, depending on what, some will take 20%, then they reserve 40%. Then they'll create a narrative as if to say, we won't do some project or something. No. At the end of the day, the big sharks will divide that among themselves. Why are we all sitting folding our hands and a few group of people are stealing from the country like that? And you feel like when you talk, then it's a bad thing. What kind of country are we? But anyway, let me hold that. This is it. We're living in an unjust, unfair society. That's what Liberia has proven to be. Right? That's what Liberia has proven to be. Clearly, that's what Liberia has proven to be. This thing does not make sense. I think it's unacceptable. It's condemnable. Every Liberian should tell how you take 60% of the country money and share it on yourself. So that means people working with APRC and FUPO are better Liberians than the rest of us. Look at the hospitals. Look at the schools. Look at the communities. Look at the number of beggars. Look at the disabled people, the blind people. They're suffering. They're hungry. And you take 60%. As if it's a power money. It's a man money. It's a family money. You take it. You're doing goodwill with the Liberian people money when people are suffering. Is this rescue? But anyway, I hold that there. Let me talk to Mr. Prince Crippler. Prince has joined us. Prince, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu. How you doing?
I'm okay, sir. How are you this morning, Prince? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing good, and thank you also for putting me on. And let me say a good morning to the people of Liberia on the sound of our voices. It's a pleasure, Abu, to be on your platform once again.
Good, Prince. Let's just go straight into your district number 12, and there's this issue there. I think I want you to bring us up to speed. What is unfolding?
Yeah, basically, Abu, couple of weeks ago, there was a joint raid conducted in the Stephen Tobo Estate community at a popular place known as Portrait, very close to the Special Project High School, right on the bank of the Mesorado River. LDA and the Liberia National Police conducted a raid as part of the government effort to curb the drug situation in the country. I want to first send out the disclaimer so that rumor mongering will not carry my position in the wrong direction. I support any effort, whether by the government, independent Liberian citizen, or private non-for-profit organization to rid our country of drugs. But the point is, whatever we do as a country must be in conformity with the law.
That's correct.
And in keeping with international best practice. So basically, the raid allegedly that were conducted in Stephen Tobo Estate, there is a widespread rumors, and I've received pictorial evidence, from residents of Stephen Tobo Estate that over 15 persons got drowned as a result of 15 persons got drowned. Wow. And five persons died on the spot, and they were buried in mass. Several others were injured in the Stephen Tobo Estate area, specifically in the Mesorado River, right there. That the individuals that died, they were buried in one grave. And I shared, based on that, I wrote the Ministry of Justice, specifically the minister, requesting for an impartial, immediate, unconditional investigation into the matter to establish the truthfulness of the allegation of persons dying and over 15 persons, getting drowned in the river as a result of the careless, provoke action of the LDA and Liberia National Police officers. Interestingly, Abu, I got a response from the Minister of Justice confirming that they will conduct an investigation, but conditioning the conduct of an investigation on my availability, knowing that I'm residing in the United States, because I wrote them.
Oh, they're saying you should come down. So they're making the issue like your issue.
Yes, I should come down to Liberia and I should provide evidences. So I've written back the Minister of Justice that, look, I'm going to provide the evidences that are in my possession from citizens of the district, including pictorial evidence and one of you, the dead bodies floating on the water. A couple of other evidences I'm going to provide it to the Minister of Justice, but to condition the conduct of an investigation on my return to the country, I mean, it's unfortunate, because the Minister of Justice, or the Ministry of Justice has a statutory responsibility to ensure law and order in the country, and to ensure that whatever law and order, that is being instituted is done within the ambience of the law and in keeping with international best practice.
Correct.
And the Ministry of Justice also has an obligation to uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution and all of its provisions. Article 20 of the Constitution of Liberia, forbid the deprivation of life and liberty, except there is a hearing judgment. That means you cannot kill anybody unless a court adjudicate the person and sentence them to death. So those individuals that got killed, they were killed allegedly because they were, they were suspected of taking in drugs, which is the presumption of innocence.
So are you blaming their death on the actions of the Joint Security Enforcement of the drug raid? Is that
that's why everybody say in the community that the drugs enforcement officers they fire live bullets, and they barricaded every aspect of land, on the right, on the left, in the front of the alleged suspect, to the extent that all of them ran into the river for safety. So the officers did not consider the duty of care that they have. When you are going to effectuate an arrest, officer have a duty to care for the people and the citizens of the Republic of Liberia. So a suspect should not be condemned to death, or there shouldn't be an arrest in a manner and form that places the suspect life, in harm with, or take away the suspect life. So when that happens, then the Ministry of Justice has an obligation to investigate that officer, and if the officer is deemed to have been the one responsible for the death of that person, the Ministry of Justice has an obligation to ensure that the officer is reprimanded. So that's what we are calling for. We are saying go and conduct an investigation to establish the truthfulness of the allegations and the rumors that are ongoing in the country, and evidence established that yes, those officers carelessly carry on their duty. They did not consider the duty of care that they have to the citizens of our country. Then they should be reprimanded. And then the Minister of Justice want to condition that investigation on my return to the country.
And he has said that to you categorically.
Yes, in a communication, I can share that communication. It's on my Facebook page. I posted that communication in a 1.5 page. Did
he give any reason for why he's conditioning the investigation on your return to the country?
According to the Minister of Justice, the letter that was served me under his signature. Okay. The officers have the presumption of innocent right. I mean, they are presumed innocent. What we are saying is allegation. So for them to be able to go into an investigation, we should provide evidence. Which look, we because of
but when you file your complaint, Prince, when you file your complaint initially, did you submit? Did you attach any pieces of evidence?
No. I told them that I was prepared. I am available to provide those evidence in the second batch once they request that.
Have you done that?
Normally, the evidence. Yes, I have done that. In my response to the ministers, conditioning the investigation on my return and provision of evidence, I forwarded to him picture of the body floating on the river, on the Mesorado River on the crime scene, and I also forwarded to him. And if you go on my social media page, the officers photograph, a group photograph of the officers that were involved in the raid. Some of the officers that were involved in the raid, and I also forwarded a photograph of one of the victims or two of the victims who got killed in the process before and after their death. I submitted picture evidence.
What have been the ministry's reactions?
Since I submitted that new batch, I have not got response. That was about 2 days ago that I submitted that, because I received his communication, I think 3 to 4 days ago. And so I forwarded a renewed communication to them, and I have not got response to that. I have made it very emphatically clear in my communication, Abu, that if the Ministry of Justice failed to investigate that matter and lay the matter judiciously to rest, I will be constrained to pursue other options, and some of those options will be to inform the U.S. State Department, about the situation. I forwarded to them the exact address and the complaint procedure of the U.S. State Department on human rights abuses and violations. I informed them that I will also inform the U.S. Congressional Committee on Human Rights and the Commission on Human Rights. In fact, I'm in contact with a congressional member on this matter already. They have forwarded to me the complaint form procedure, file a complaint and attach an evidence. I've also informed the Minister of Justice that I'm a Liberian. I think we should be able to solve our own problems. But if we fail to solve our own problem because we are not committed to doing so, we have the means to do it, but we are not committed to doing so, then I will be constrained to apply a UN principle they call R2P, responsibility to protect. Under that principle, when the state party fail to protect her citizens, it becomes an international responsibility to protect that citizen, because every citizen of the world is an international citizen. We are all, our country is a member of the United Nations. It means Liberia Liberians are citizens of the world. And so if the Liberian government fail to protect Liberians, the United Nations responsibility to protect, which is a framework, a session to by global powers, they have the responsibility to protect their citizens. So I will definitely do that. I will pursue that. I'm already in conversation with them. They asked me to exhaust every locally available framework or means. And once that is exhausted, then I can reach out to them. So I'm exhausting that, and I hope the Ministry of Justice, I informed the Ministry of Justice about the fact that I'm exhausting that. I hope they will listen, because as a Liberian, I don't want to send a message to the world that we are not capable of protecting our own citizens. We are not capable of solving our own problems. But if the government fail to act, I will be constrained to do so for the safety, well-being, and welfare of the population of District Number 12. Okay,
lastly, from the community level, and of course, the affected families of these deceased and drowned residents of the community, are they working with you? Do you get any bit of support from them in the process?
Yes. Hello, Abu. The photographs that are sent and all of the information that are sent to the Ministry of Justice, I don't live in Liberia. Those family and friends of the victims were the one who shared them with me, except that they have requested anonymity, right? The primary reason for that is that I was told that the very day the incident occurred, and the following day there were a group of young people who got angry and moved over to one of the alleged perpetrator, whom he's a senior ranking police officer living in the Stephen Tubber Estate community, who in fact invited the LDA folks, because most of the LDA folks ahead of LDA are people who were under his supervision as a senior ranking police officer in the LF.
I think I heard about that.
Back then to now. He phoned them and they immediately dispatched a team there, and that team were under his direct instruction and jurisdiction. So the resident of the estate got angry, moved to a house, he fired rounds, to disperse them.
Yeah, I think I heard about that when I got home one other evening late, and then I heard something like that happening in the community.
Yes, I can guarantee you, I can confirm that the community members are telling me that when they got angry and went there, he fired rounds to disperse them, and officers have been moving from place to place.
The reason I asked,
report the matter, they will be dealt with.
The reason I asked, because with that number of people dying, somebody will say, "Oh, they're on drugs and blah blah," but nobody deserves to be killed. So with that number of residents or citizens dying, and the community looks quiet about it most times, probably maybe because I don't spend much of the day there, but it is not of an issue like that you see that this is a community that's angered by the manner in which law was enforced in the area, leading to the death of several residents.
So Abu, here is it. The community is now quiet. People are whining, but they are whining behind the scene because this issue about drugs in Liberia. I mean, it has a lot of stigmatization to it.
Yeah, that's how it has become now.
That's how it has become. If you speak positively about anybody who is alleged to have committed drugs crime or consumed drug or kind of distributing drugs, and if police and LDA people arbitrarily exercise their function on them, and you speak about that, you tend to be stigmatized. So there are a lot of family members who are not directly victims that are holding back. They are not talking because they don't want to be stigmatized. 1, 2, the people threatening them of reprisal. Look, even I will speaking currently, there are some people who say, "Look, Prince, you are contesting District 12. You don't want to talk about this because when you talk about this, there are people who could stigmatize you and refuse to vote for you on ground that you are supporting, the consumption of drugs." Look, Abu, we cannot.
No. You're advocate. I mean, you should even be supported because you are standing for human rights.
In the great United States here, Abu, the great United States here. But in fentanyl is a drug, right? He won an election on account of fighting that. But when he took over, what is he doing? He going Venezuela, he going Mexico, where the drugs is coming from.
Addressing the root cause.
The root cause. And what they emphasize on here in the United States is to rehabilitate and treat the victims here.
Exactly.
People who consume the drugs are considered victims. They are not perpetrators. How can young people who are victims of the distribution and the sale of drugs be considered as perpetrators at the same time? So that's double trouble. They cajole you into taking drugs, and then the government come and arrest you and forget about those who distribute the drugs. The United States, what they are concerned about, the distribution and the manufacture of the drugs. Those who are manufacturing and distributing the drugs, they go after you with precision, with accuracy, with all of the powers of the United States. And then they rehabilitate those who are taking in the drugs, they treat them. Those are the things they do. You go all over the country, you see, testing centers, You see, the government pump money into different NGOs to treat, drugs users.
Okay.
They don't put them in jail. But our case is different, right? You listen to the president. If you listen to the president, let me close on this, Abu.
Please do.
If you listen to the president in his cabinet retreat, the president said he accused LDA and police officers of acting outside of the law. When you accuse them, what do? You take action to make sure that they don't act outside of the law. You can't be fighting drugs in the outside of the law. You got to fight it within the framework of the law.
That's correct. Within the ambit of the law.
That's what we are fighting for, to make sure that those things are done. We're not supporting the intake of drugs in the country. We're not supporting the distribution of drugs. But we are saying while we are fighting drugs as a civilized and responsible country and government and people, we must do so within the framework of the law and international best practice. Or else our country, our government could be branded as a state sponsor of extrajudicial killing or violators of the law.
Thank you very much, Prince Crippler. And of course, we'll keep following up with this and other issues. And I agree with you. This is a very passionate advocacy against human rights abuses, and nobody's supposed to lose their life in that form and manner. So we are with you and we support the process. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you, Abu. I appreciate you so much.
Okay. Prince Crippler is a stakeholder and, of course, a community leader there from District number 12, Montserrado County. And that is it. So we move now to something else. But just before we do, let's transition with this song right here from our man, Bucky Raw. He's out. Thanks to all of us who stood up, advocated, and of course, demanded that the government will put the man out. Bucky Raw with this one.
Where do I call my? Never a placida and Nuna Abacoma. Carbon the Wunkagu Abatoma. You woke me up this morning, gave me food to eat, gave me clothes to wear. You sent me on my way, show me where to go. You told me not to fear. Amen. Where do I call my? Never a placida and Nuna Abacoma. Carbon the Wunkagu Abatoma. Amen. I said, I God help me with my own trouble, and I ever in my say, yeah. Amen. I said, I God help me with my own struggle, and I ever in my say, yeah. Amen. I wanna show him that I'm grateful. He uplift me from deportation in jailhouse. He gave me my music gift, the one I pray for. They say I'm suffering, that one I'm more tough. I collect my blessing, my God offer. He reunite me with my son and my daughter. So I'm thankful for sympathy and the water. He take my trouble and he threw it on his head. He take my problem and he put it on his face. And I pray on my knees and I worry. I've been praying for him just to hurry. Sorry, he only come on his time. So I keep in my faith, repenting my hate. All the thing when I ride, it's only he that can judge me. The one that's above me, the one that giving me life. I said I God help me with my own trouble, and I ever in my say, yeah. Amen. I said I God help me with my own struggle, and I ever in my say, yeah. Amen. I said I God help me with my own children, and I ever in my say, yeah. Amen. I said I God help me with my own marriage, and I ever in my say, yeah. Amen. He put the food on my table, giving me more blessings, making me struggle in hard time for more lessons. But no weapon that form against me should prosper. When I don't hear the apple, he provide money for Trasa. And through my Baba thing I did, you still helping me. For selling drugs, you stop people there from hurting me. You remember I died in my car accident, you brought me back to life, my music gift like heaven sent. Yesterday I was facing my problem. It was just yesterday I was locked up in prison. But you show me the way to go without no problem. You the only person that I know that could have solved them. You show me where to go, gave me right to see. You told me not to fear. You gave me company, always good to me. My God is always there. Amen. Where do I call my? Never a placida and Nuna Abacoma. Carbon the Wunkagu Abatoma. Amen. I said I God help me with my own trouble, and I ever in my say, yeah.
Good morning, Liberia, and of course, welcome. This is the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. Shout out to all of you out there trying to hustle the legal way, trying to make life, and the system is after you. The system is trying to bring you down. Shout out to all of you, the courage. they will not succeed. Because you know what? It is God that helps with all of our trouble.
Me up this morning, gave me food to eat, gave me clothes to wear. You sent me on my way, show me where to go. You told me not to fear.
Amen. Compliment of the season to all of the regular hustlers, the scrapper, the scrap men, the regular men, regular girls.
I want to show him that I'm grateful.
The single mother.
For deportation in jailhouse, he gave me my music gift, the one I pray for. They say I'm suffering. That one I'm.
Hey, shout out to Bucky, man. Bucky is out. Kudos. We have won a victory over the repressive regime.
He take my problem and he put it on his face, and I pray on my knees. And
don't worry.
I've been praying for him, that's the hurry. Sorry, he only come on his time. So I keep in my faith, repenting my hate. All the thing when I ride, it's only he that can judge me, the one that's above me.
Oh yeah, Bucket is out.
I said I got.
We put Bucket out.
I him, I say yeah, amen. I said I God help me with my own struggle, and I able him, I say yeah, amen. I said I God help me with my own children, and I able them, I say yeah, amen. I said I God help me with my own marriage, and I able him, I say yeah, amen. Amen. He put the food on my table, giving me more blessings, making me struggle in hard time for more.
Y'all get your children selling jobs all over the place. You don't arrest them. And you hold the people's son. Put the man. That's how to keep it, man. Different thing we're talking.
I accidentally brought me back to life. My music gift like heaven sent.
Oh, yes. So let me bring this one down right here on the big station, Freedom 87.9. Today is Wednesday. Star 255 star 1 hash. The more you play, the better chances are to win. And so, yes, okay, so the folks are out there. Let's see and hear. Let's speak to some of the guys out there providing coverage and over what is happening out there. You know, we're right within here. And I know our good friend Emmanuel Mompolo. Emmanuel, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Abu Shari, and good morning to the rest of the Liberian people following the show this morning.
Emmanuel, you're out there. Pretty much tell us, what does the scene look like?
Okay, so this morning I used the Ken Johnson route in order to come here. Capitol building. But to be fair, the traffic is actually cool from the Ken Johnson road in,
okay,
until you reach at the intersection of Bassa community.
Mm-hmm.
And then the traffic is still number. As a journalist, I moved in, I have my jacket on, and I have my identity, and I'm talking about Adika.
Why are they screening for Adika before passage?
Of course. So when I reach...
So what about regular citizens?
Regular citizens are not allowed really to use the route of the executive mansion, right? So when I reached that around the executive mansion, I showed my identity. In fact, the road have been blocked with barbed wire.
Okay.
So I moved in to identify myself. Though I'm in my jacket, the police officer asked me that if they were not informed that journalists should use the route leaving from Ken Johnson Road coming to the Capitol building.
Okay.
So yes, to avoid embarrassment, I used the other route from the headquarters of the
So they deny you from using that route.
Right.
Even though you display your ID card.
Right. Yeah, even though I have my jacket and I have ID card.
Also, they are controlling they are controlling where journalists can broadcast from or can pass from.
Yes, so when I passed back, I have seen other journalists here, right in front of PPCC. Okay. There, all of the media practitioners and we are not still allowed to pass to engage the Capitol building. Remember, right in front of the executive mansion is opposite the legislature. So
okay, so what are journalists, other citizens, nobody's allowed to pass the barricade into or between the Capitol building and the executive mansion? Is that what the picture looks
like? Absolutely. You are not, for now, you are not. In fact, those who passing to go, they have other ministry and agency around here, right? For example, people work here to PPCC, other work to other places beyond the executive mansion. Before you pass, you have to identify yourself with ID card. Other than that, you will not access your office. We have to intervene for a lady who was not having an ID card. We needed to talk to the police officer to just allow her to actually pass.
Oh, you journalists needed to talk to the police to allow somebody to pass, but you can talk for yourself to pass.
No, but no, it is where we are. The first route that I used, absolutely, I was not giving that particular. I was not giving access to use that route.
Police presence. Tell me about police presence.
The police is visible. See, out of the live here this morning, you have Instax Liberia, you have Spoon, and you have other media, institution. The police presence is here actually, but the good thing is that the traffic is flowing. Talking about the main road leading from Pinsville or maybe town. Yeah, the traffic is actually flowing, even if it's a little bit slow. But yes, the police presence is visible.
Describe the police presence.
Well, the time exactly is after 8 o'clock already.
No, I mean, how are the police there? I mean, paint a picture of how the environment looks with the police. Are they huge? What are they carrying? How are they there? Just tell us. What do you see?
Actually, you've seen them. Yeah, some of them I seated, and few of them I already searching people. So if you want to attach them with number, you would be like maybe around 100 or 75, because you're talking about the one that within this intersection. Even though you have other majority of them on the other side, but where I'm standing to where I am currently, you want to count them, maybe you have about 75 to 100. You had the KIM, they chew up that, split the water, the fire service, I chew up, everything is here. So exactly, the police presence is being fed here. The Capitol building.
You talk about you talk about the barbed wire. How high is the barbed wires erected? Are they erected so high, or it's just on the floor?
It's on the floor. It is from where normally the sidewalk is being used by pedestrians to pass, right? So that side is being blocked. Even the route that vehicle used to go through have been blocked. So you only have the middle where vehicles will be searched. Thereafter, the whatever they have there will be removed before you pass. So that route is already being blocked until you identify before you enter.
Are there any sounds of protesters?
Well, to be fair, we are not seeing the protesters. We have heard about them, but all the media practitioners that came, they have not seen any of the protesters. And up to now, we have not seen even citizens. Normally, you see citizens around, maybe trying to. No, we have not seen the protesters, but the police presence is here.
For the regular passerby, are they seeing anything? Pedestrians, road users seeing anything? Are you hearing anything from citizens as to how they feel about what's going on?
Well, you're not even seeing the presence of passerby. I think you only seeing the MCC worker carry on that normal, sweeping. And like I said, when you see some of these people passerby, some of them are actually giving the ID card before. Okay, so the other guy trying to identify himself, it seems they can work within this place. You will have to identify himself properly so that you just come for identifying yourself. Okay, so you're in a kind of rush.
Okay, so what do you think? Does it look to you like it's going to gain momentum as time goes by, or the police have things under control?
I didn't get you.
What do you think? Does it look to you like it's going to gain momentum as time goes by, or the police have things under control?
Yes, I just want to give my perspective on past protests. I think stand with other organizations the last time they have a protest. At this time when we came, usually you will not see the protesters at this time because it's just after it. Normally there will be people trying to put things in place.
Okay.
So I think taking into consideration my past experience in protests in Liberia, you will see them at this time. From now to 12 May Day, then you see whether these people have already gathered whatever people they have, then before engaging. So from now to 12, in my mind, in my experience, you may not see them because protesters usually will have to mobilize and try to bring their people in order to get petition. So we're waiting for now to 12 and to see exactly how the momentum will be like. Because the police is here and all of them sitting, they are prepared. Some of them have everything required to save the state.
Okay, is it fair to say that the protester has equally succeeded in creating an atmosphere of panic around the capital area there?
Of course. When even if you are not informed of the protest as a citizen, for the fact that you will come here, you will see that things are not the way the regular daily activities are. You will know that something is happening. And then maybe you will let to ask question what's happening. Then someone will give you clarity that something is happening, right? So yes, you can just by saying you will know that the day is not the ordinary day that we usually have here. The police present telling story all by itself.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. We'll speak to you and keep following up as time goes by. Thanks a lot for the update.
Okay, thank you, Abu. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that is it, and that's exactly the situation right there as it relates to the protest. It's 9 minutes to 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, we transition and talk about the FOIA project. The government of Liberia yesterday at the MICAT says that it's agreed that it is a government project, and so this has received mixed reactions from the public, independents, and of course critics have all weighed in on what this means. Almost 1 year later, the government has finally come out to say, my people, that government project, but they're not Bwaka project. The government project, but that regional being for MRU. Benin for MRU for peace Benin. Sounds so funny. See, hard to steal, you know. Say, my people, we big here that government project, but we Benin for MRU. That's what the government said. That's what the Bwakai government said. But let's take a walk. We come stop on Liberia. We'll come back. We go into other issues right here on the Freedom Morning Rise. This break.
It's about music. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human talking, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Okay, 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104. Whatever you are this morning, this is the Freedom Money Rise. Have your say. Whether it's the protest, whether it's the situation in the Stephen Tuber area, district number 12, what do you know? And of course, or you want to talk to the conversation that has to do with the government of Liberia, particularly state-owned enterprises not contributing to the budget, but rather are paying out 60% bonuses to the employees, while other Liberians are left hungry, without medication, without tears to go to school and all of that. So let's hear you. Good morning. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. Let's hear you. Okay.
My brother, they won't in now. When they pray for several causes, because we are not saying nothing. You go to pray. First people, you start shooting like brother. Does that make sense? In the same like war in here, they are not our brother. They are drug sellers. Don't kill people, our children. More in the good, you go look for drugs. People go arrested. They will not take drugs. They all die for one now. So say okay, like you, but you can't have you. We pray you will get you will ask for any ask to. They ask to know. I have a message.
Okay, thank you very much. That's a say on the drug raid in district number 12 that's reportedly led to the death of 5 citizens in the district, right? Okay, today is protest day as well. Hello, good morning. This caller drop off. Keep putting in your calls 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104. The numbers, 3 minutes to go, and then we can move on and talk about it. Or you want to say a thing or two about the release of Bucket Raw? Not much to say. At least we've achieved the goal of ensuring that Bucket is released, which happened. The government bowed down. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're live on the radio. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Winston Dino. I'm calling for people.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. What came to my mind is that when you're discussing about companies giving the workers 60%, you say that we count it out.
No.
The people work for the money, and the company decide to give them 60% of the salary as bonus. So what? Because even Marie, you were coming on to FPRC, all people were there to give it.
They did what? They gave 60%?
And now same time they come to that station.
Wait now,
they pay up money. And you know black people there. Why you getting problem with it? Why not you getting problem with it?
Hey, listen now, my friend. My friend.
Yeah.
Right. Do you work with FPRC or Freeport?
No, I listen to I got the information.
Hey, man. No, I'm asking you, do you work there?
No, I got people working there.
Okay, do you know that it is a government institution?
Yes, I know.
Are you also aware that they have both now contributed a dime to the national government cover?
No, I know that.
Okay, but should they be operating and not contributing to the government?
No, it's not right. But we know that.
Okay, listen now, we're getting somewhere, small way now, my friend. Right? The country for everybody, we all get it rare. We say your own, I say my own, but we got a reason. And you understand? Right?
Yeah.
So at least you know now that as of 2025, both LPRC and the Freeport of Monrovia, the record shows that they have not contributed a penny. The deputy minister deputy head from the LRA appeared at the Senate, and he confirmed that these state-owned enterprises have not contributed a dime, and they're not living up to their budgetary commitment. So in the face of that, right, the heads of this entity are taking 60%, giving it to people who work there as bonuses. So what are the institutions created for? Are they created for only people that are working there, or they're supposed to be contributing to this country budget that everybody will benefit from?
They are there for the country. And the people that work there, they are part of the country.
No, the people that work there, they're pay. The people that work there, they're taking pay. Nobody talking about their pay, right? But why is it the entity are not contributing to the budget that all of us will benefit from? We don't have to work there to benefit from it, right? But when it comes to the budget, the medicine that go to JFK, Redemption, when your family go there, that you're going to benefit, you're getting. The money that go to contribute to the road, when the road is built, that you're going to benefit, you're getting. But when you refuse to contribute to the budget, right? And then in December, you say, only those that are working with you, right? All of them should take 60%. Do you know how many thousands or millions we're talking about?
Yeah, it's true, but every house is not contributing to the budget. Maybe this year, they are not contributing to the budget.
But at this year, we're talking about it now, because at this year, it's happening, right?
I know.
So it does not make any administrative sense. No, listen to me. I'm talking about 60%. Tell me when. Show me the record when the last time they had to pay 60% in bonus to start. No. I don't need to call for that. You should provide a counter argument. Thank you very much. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
I want to say thank you for your line of conversation. This is the common question.
Go ahead.
I would see why we were talking for, of method delivery in the country who is taking a different thing. There should be a mental emancipation because people's minds are inflamed. Now when you come to say something that you don't even have information on, then when we talk about political, I know how to just.
Man, tell your own, lead a man, tell your own.
I'm going to say it's so, although the word degradation is just unique to environmental science, but you are using the political terrain. Why will you? Yeah. Abu, I thought a law of unjust, they say both the just are living in the need of maybe psychosocial help or even counseling or even to care in the home. They didn't say that. They didn't say that who use just, who should be in victim, should be taken to studies, and should be parallel chemo, they should be humiliated. Because for what I read in the just law, I didn't see anything of such. And I think if Liberia are serious or just enforcement officers are serious, they should be facing the house of Mr. Tantan. Because Dominic Molu is the Dominic Molu himself. There are a lot of allegations surrounding this president's song. But Abu, there was something that was sliding that put him here notice. Abu, when this president took on the podium, when he went for that meeting, that meeting in Comintante, and he just that ministerial meeting he went for, and he decided to pinpoint the DA that something that message your complaint that when he didn't pay attention to. The man was trying to say, no, DA guys, you are not done our usual thing, which is police after everything. People are not doing the political stuff. I want you to come up with political stuff. And I tell a message that was some of the things they went to do to just watch them for body raw and say, okay, then they may not we'll do like it how I want to do this. If you're not clean, you want to be clean. If you're not do professional work on the government, you have to leave. So the council is supposed to do what it is. I just saw in our whole thing. You for giving me kind of money.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's take more calls. Don't forget today is protest day. How are you gearing up? How are you preparing? What do you expect? Hello, good morning. Let's hear you.
Yes, good morning, Abu.
Morning, sir.
Abu, my issue has been down for the road. Abu, I want to appreciate you and Becky, you're bringing me a thing. So we need any attempt, we will get him. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And so let's do this one here. Good morning. 2 more calls after this, and then we can move to something else. Go ahead.
Good morning, my friend and brother Abu Shari.
Morning.
And this is the voice of Richardson Jara Wazimu Obo. And I call you this morning from the township of Tanos. Well, Abu, it's been a while anyway, but I can maybe we'll have another time to meet. I'm being constrained to call on your show this morning. And some of us, we didn't say this. Times without numbers. Whenever we have opinion, people think to negatively misunderstood us and make us to understand that we are against this happening. But the approach by the DEA to counter drugs in this country, for me, I've said is that it is absolutely wrong.
Okay.
We are not against the fight against drugs. We understand that drugs undermine the fabric of our country. It undermines the potential of the youth. And one of the reasons why you get a lot of young people involved into the intake of drugs, it is because of the high unemployment rate in this country. When people are busy, they are engaged in activities. You will not get people into ghettos that are involved in the issue of taking in drugs. How be it, the approach that we said is wrong. Those who are in the ghettos, those who are taking in the drugs, they are the victims. They are not the perpetrators. So why would the government be going after those who are being victimized as a result of people who are importing and are in the distribution of drugs in this country? It is completely wrong. And you see the approach the DA guys are taking, you going in ghettos and you are using firearm live bullet on people who are victims of taking drugs. So where are we heading? As a country, you know the image that's going around for this country when it comes to drugs. It is terrible. Like when you said this morning, I listened to your guest, Mr. Quicker, almost 5% have been victimized as a result of the DA against the people who are taking drugs. It is sad. It is sad. So the government needs to redirect our approach to fight drugs in this country. What you need to do, make sure you go after those who are importing drugs in this country. Okay? And not those who are taking drugs, they are the victims. Abu, thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thank you very much. Let me take the last call. That's going to come from the other line here. Let's see. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Brother Abu.
Morning.
I want to say thank you for the show. My name is Otis Barkley. I do join you from my Ghanafield residence. My issue has been, firstly, let me address the RG. The RG should tell guys to be very careful with today because we are coming out. People of Liberia is coming out to prove to the government that they are misleading. They are breaking the rules of the country. Why would you be doing that? You came to the power to rescue into the Lofa project.
No, we ain't talking about it. We reached to the Lofa project. Yeah, the person has been trying to come in. Let me squeeze you quickly. Okay, but it seems you've gone off. So I'm gonna hold it right there. Okay. You see that? Morning.
Yeah, sorry for the noise. I'm heading for the capital now, and the Commonwealth chairman, anyone believe in me, to the capital. Thank you, Brian. It's always move.
Meaning you're en route for the protest.
Exactly, I need room. If you believe in the emancipation of Liberia, if you believe in taking Liberia from this body of poverty, this body of economic crime, yeah, here we go. We go to the capital to go meet our voices to be heard. So let's go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So people are gearing up. Citizens are putting themselves together. They're organizing from different corners. And of course, the police have already set up barricades and of course deploy with heavy arms across, particularly in the heartbeat of the capital area. right? The seat of the government. They are there. They have barricaded and erected barbed wires in an effort to prevent staging protests on the grounds of the executive mansion. As others have argued that, look, but this thing was where you protested, and so why do you want to deny other people the opportunity to do just that, right? Why do you want to deny other people the opportunity to do just that? Right? Why do you want to deny other people that opportunity? Folks, this is Liberia. And of course, it's always, I'm seeing the WhatsApp line playing, on the screen, but then I'm not seeing it here. So the WhatsApp guys, I'm sorry. I know a lot of you from way there have been trying to make your point, but we'll come to the next conversation. We'll also interspice that with the protest build up as well. So Crime Stopper Liberia, again, we'll be back.
Shama musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you know. You can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand. Crime Stopper, yeah, for us. Bringing safety to you. See, hey, you must talk it. I mean, you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Yes, indeed, folks. Welcome back to the final lap of the conversation right here on Freedom 87.9. And right now, folks, fellow Liberians, we are going to Foya, Lofa County. At least now we have something from the government. So we have pushed the government, pushed them after several lies and, of course, conflicting accounts and all of that. The government has finally come out to say, look, you know what, we are ashamed, we are disgraced, we are irresponsible, we are criminals, we are rogues. That's who we are, right? So we like to say, finally, that yes, the project, the thing Abu them been talking, that we've been denying, that true, that government project. This has drawn criticism and, of course, concerns from across Liberia, whether in politics, in business, in just all walks of life. Liberian citizens are concerned and have been asking, how How our government embarked on the project, there was no groundbreaking. How our government embarked on the project, it's a government project, is not prior, but how do we have EPS providing protection for? This is the first government project, so to speak, that EPS, right? EPS, the Executive Protection Service, right? The Executive Protection Service have been assigned for months to provide security over. Sometimes it's a government project, right? Take a course like all the government projects you've been seeing, but these are all part of what we are going to talk about right here. You know, we're winding down for the year. We're going to take our year-end break. We know it's going to be tough, but we need some time to rest. We need some time with the family as well. So yes, we're going to be taking few weeks out. We're going to be taking few weeks out. But folks, you know, when I'm having these, I like to take my time and deal with them, and all of that is important. The reasons why, right? The reasons why we like to do it like that. So it's important for us to zero in on some of these critical areas. We'll tell you what are some of the duties and functions of the EPS, where they're supposed to be. Well, anywhere you see EPS money, what it means, what it's supposed to interpret as. When we finish with that one, then we'll tell you how government projects are initiated. And when they're initiated, how the process is supposed to be like. Then we'll finish. We're also going to tell you what the government have said today, what they've been saying before, what they told us yesterday, what they've been saying before, right? And plus all the other things. Then we put you in a position now as a sound, responsible people to make your own conclusion and judgment on whether the government is telling the truth or the government is lying. We have always said, and I've always told you, that this is the most criminal government ever in the history of Liberia. A government that feeds on lying to its people consistently, unabated. This I've never seen anywhere, not even in Baghdad. But that's what we have here today. That the lies can be so broad and the inconsistencies can be so disturbing. This is where we are, fellow Liberians. The monies we are talking about is the country's money. It's our taxes. Right? Yeah, the government can use the money, but the government, there are set rules, there are laws on how. And anything that inspires a person to ignore the rules means they have an ulterior motive to steal, to redirect, to misdirect, to siphon. That's the only thing that will make you to ignore the laws on utilizing the public money for the government, for the state. Now we'll get there. So, but let's begin with what was said on yesterday. Let's begin with what was said on yesterday. This is from the Deputy Minister of Information, Daniel Sano, the rootkit. The following statement is issued by the government of Liberia regarding the MRU Presidential Center for Regional Peace and Development That's how they are. 1 year later, they not name the project now. The project, you finish it, they finish naming it. All that one, that criminality. You know, straight that stealing, that cover up. And, you know, the cover up is so glaring and it's embarrassing. The project ain't finished yet. They not take MRU name and force it and stick it on it. They say MRU project, MRU. Somebody please help me with the MRU clarity statement that they made. Somebody please help me. Because I'll take time to locate it. That video. When the MRU debunk that they do not have. So even if the government is doing something in honor or to complement MRU effort in peace and regional stability or development or whatever, you can tell me that the MRU will not be in the know. But let's read in detail the project. The government says the project is a government of Liberia initiative, contrary to several initial positions by elements and officials of the government and the government in its entirety. When they sounded ignorant, they sounded like they did not know what was going on, where it came from, how is it, and even deny in some instances, and lie on regional. Several months we have indicated. Government say it is a government of Liberia initiative, and its name project that ain't finished yet. Right? The project that ain't finished yet, finish getting name. Right? So the president not named the project. He said the project is the Mano River Union Center for Regional Peace and Development. Oh my God. Hey, rogue. TB, rogue. Corking, always moving behind them. It is not private project. As some political actors and media outlets have insinuated. Are you kidding me? It's not. Okay. It is a strategic asset specifically designed to host sub-regional, regional, and global high-level gatherings, meetings, talks, and conferences focused on mediation, conflict resolution, and economic integration. Can you imagine? So they say the day MRU leaders want to have meeting, for example, they ain't coming tomorrow again. They will go in the forest. That day they will go have it. These meetings, the MRU sub-office is near the capital. It's not in the forest. So, by the logic of Buakai, everybody will move on in the capital to go in the bush to go have MRU meeting. Like we stupid in the country, we get here. Because you work on and talk nonsense. And talk nonsense with pride. They say because they are government. Right? It includes a 500-seat conference hall and secure accommodations in 9 units for visiting dignitaries. It is situated on approximately 7 acres. 7 acres of land. Can you imagine? 7 acres of land in Foya, Lofa County. Why the project? Liberia is the oldest independent nation in the Mano River Basin, which consists of 4 countries. Liberia is respected as a regional leader and is looked to for guidance on key issues, including regional peace and security. The center offers a secure and strategic space to host national, global, and presidential dialogues when Liberia needs to do so. How many Liberian presidents in the future who want to go host presidential dialogue in Foya Forest? Liberia, you make sense out of this. How many presidents in the future will invite other leaders and say, let's go Foya Forest and go have the meeting and leave Monrovia and leave Yekepa, and not Yekepa, Sanikole, Ganta, Banga, Vonjama, but say, let's go Foya Forest. There's a 7 acres of stolen land. So let's go have the meeting there. The whole narrative does not make sense. It's a complete cover-up Gibberish. That's what it is. And you talking about Liberia is this, Liberia is this. Did MRU ask Liberia say, based on the fact that you're the oldest independent country, so we need someone at space in the country for you to do them? Did the MRU say that? Did the MRU say that? Absolutely not. Right? So then, what was the imperative? Absolutely not. What was the urgency? No urgency. No expedience. You ignore all the national challenges in the country and go waste $10 million in the bush for yourself, trying to hide it. You take EPS and carry them there. But let's conclude. Why Foya, Lofa County? Foya district is a strategic location in the northern part of Liberia, situated at the confluence of Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. The three founding members of the Manarua Union, a distance from the bustling suburb areas of Lofa and other parts of Liberia, makes it an ideal geographical hub for cross-border security and conflict and peace discussion. The people of Foya have long been active in dialogue with their neighbors in Sierra Leone and Guinea on regional peace and development. So because the Kisi people in Guinea and Sierra Leone fighting for parcel of land down there, they're having their different discussion. And the other people, the other Kisi from Guinea, from Sierra Leone and Liberia, fighting for land. So you take 10 million of the whole country money and carry and go play in a play for all the Kisi people to go sit down and be having a town hall meeting. What kind of old man is this? Kisi people town hall meeting, Guinea people, Guinea Kisi, Sierra Leone Kisi, Liberia Kisi town hall meeting. You take 10 million of the country money, you pulling in JFK, you pulling redemption. Take it and go pull it. You say, the Kisi people for their security and their dialogue. So you go put it there. And the whole country sit on their hand full. Why the confidentiality? According to them, they say, why they've been keeping it secret? Why they've been keeping it secret? The project confidentiality was strictly governed by security protocols necessary for construction facilities with security implication. Where is the security implication? That war fighting there? What thing coming happen? So when they put security, I don't get it. Where is the security implication? So people are going to go declare war on it, say because it's beating quote unquote Manarua Union conflict resolution. So who's going to attack it now? Where the attack going to come from? From Guinea, Sierra Leone, or Liberia? That you have to be secrecy about that. It is a blatant lie. It's a blatant lie. Funny of the project. The project is financed through a combination of contribution from national, regional, and global entities. This is a big lie. When the MRU responded after Daniel Sano uttered that clueless nonsense, they were categorical that the MRU have got no active project in Liberia or funding any initiative of a center in Liberia. So then, who are the regional body contributing to the construction? The government say the project funding comes from regional and global. So that means regional now, it should be MRU. So that means MRU should be paying some money. MRU told us that they're not spending a dime on any construction in Liberia. It's not true. It's untrue. The office is not aware. Nobody is doing anything. They have got no idea of anything. But you put it here and say regional and global. Who are the global people that you ain't putting money there? Why you can lie like that? The project, according to them, as well as private individuals and businesses. Well, so in the thing that is so heavily security sensitive, but private individual can contribute towards it too. Are you kidding me? The thing one is being secret because of its hardcore security nature. But at the same time, private individual too are putting money in. You will say the truth. So the total investment is estimated at approximately 6.1 million. Are you kidding me? They say 6.1 million is a $1 billion, is $10 million. So the screen the number of billion 0.6 million, $500, 500 seater, this non-unit, blah blah blah, for $6.9 million, which is then that means somebody is stealing 3.9 million. The folks are stealing 3.9 million from that thing. The president, government officials, and senior security officials will visit the project site this December as part of his inspection of National Development Project. Are you listening to the reading? I can imagine what librarians will be writing and commenting on that those live screens that will be going on that day. I can imagine what librarians will be commenting, especially after lying that you're coming to rescue the people. The regional launch of the project will be scheduled after its full completion in 2026. It is anticipated that both national and regional stakeholders will participate. This project affirmed Liberia's role as a peacemaker in the West African region. Then, assuming that their co-opted narrative is anything to go by, so the sustainability of the project becomes whose responsibility? Let's say the Liberian government is trying to build this as a gift to MRU. So tell us, who's going to sustain it? Is it going to be the responsibility of the Liberian government to keep sustaining and maintaining it? Or when you finish building it, you do the global launch, you turn it over to MRU, and MRU will be responsible for it? Because a project you spend $10 million to build, the maintenance, the annual maintenance cost of that will be nothing less than $1 or $2 million to keep everything active. So who's going to be funding that? Government Liberia gets money. You pay it now, okay, we'll get land. We'll not only stop there, then we'll take the country money and pull inside and pay it. When we stop there, then we'll be maintaining it through all, right? So the money the people can make in Guinea, Liberians are benefit selling pound of money what they're making, they're using it on their citizens. But that we the one we get used for our money, we take our money, 10.1 million will pay for the whole region. I thought it would be a collective endeavor. Even the MRU organization, when they're doing project, collectively, all of the MRU member states contribute towards it. But in the case, Baka steal the country money and go pay a private thing. We fire him, turn around, and pull on MRU, finding all kind of means to put it. The whole explanation not even connecting. Now, then we ask our next question. If the government is saying this today, after several lies, why is it that the government and the president had to assign EPS officers there to mine the place from the, even transporting the materials that EPS officers did it. Right? Even transporting the material that EPS officers did it. Now, what do we know about the Executive Protection Service when it comes to who they're supposed to protect, where they're supposed to protect, and what are some of the basic services that the Executive Protection Service is responsible for providing security and protection to high-ranking government officials, including the president, the vice president, and their families. The key responsibilities include, but just before that, what does the law say? The Act says they should provide protection, high-level protection for the president, the vice president, and their families. Any other thing also is discretional, but they're informed. So now, part of that, and in the execution of these functions for VIPs, they will be providing close protection and escort services. That's what you see, the escort of the president, the vice president, and other people within that executive privilege cover are escorted, and their homes and properties are mined by EPS officers. Conducting threat assessments and intelligence gathering. The EPS are supposed to be doing that. And they're supposed to be doing that for who? For VIP, the president and the vice president, and other VIPs. Securing official residences and events. What this means, and this is the key point. So the EPS, any resident you see EPS to, that VIP, that private, personal, presidential, and vice presidential property. And the other thing here, that not me pull it there. Daniel Sano go say empty, bring rude, numbskull, talking nonsense and things that they can fool everybody. So why you don't hire private security people to go manage? Or maybe for the most part, maybe you take police people and go put them there. EPS, the code, say they should man VIP resident. So when we see EPS to the property, they as soon they start clearing it. In fact, some EPS officers were there brushing and clearing the place. Overnight, they will be clearing the containers of the material coming from Turkey. They will be carrying them there. EPA escort to the forest of Foya. Is it not presidential? As in keeping with the laws or the conduct of the EPS? Of course, it is a presidential project. It is a Bwaka property because the EPA is supposed to exclusively provide protection for the president and events. Any event the president told, EPS should be there. The president property. When you go to the president fund in Bapulu, right? EPS officers are there. When you go to bombing, EPS people there. When you go to the one in Kawe, EPS people there. You go to rehab, EPS there. You go to Foya, EPS there. Even if the people there want toilet tissue that EPS officers can drive from Monrovia, they carry with gun protecting it because that presidential asset. They can't lie to the Liberian people. Coordinating with the security agencies for dignitary visits. In doing that, they coordinate. Dignitaries are coming to the country. So who do we see at the Foya project? The Foya project, the government say, oh, that regular government project, MRE project. Now, beyond that, fellow Liberians, we told you our job, we will not come here to lie. We will not come here to make up things. The government say that government project, funded by the government of Liberia. Ellington, we saw government projects, right? Partners, officials of the government, the president, and everybody, after all of the preliminaries, in keeping with the procurement, the contracting, and all of those, these people who on a day move to the site for groundbreaking. And it will be colorful, it will be historic. And everybody will be there. The media will be there, community leaders will be there, stakeholders, traditionalists, and everybody will be there because it is a new day for the country. And that is not unique to only Liberia, even outside of Liberia. The government that can go cut ribbon for faucet in Bapulu is a government that begins a $10 million project in Foya but could not break ground for. Does that thing make sense to you? A 250,000 faucet in Bapulu. The president left from here all the way there. But a $10 million villa in Foya project, the president is not able to go groundbreak. The government can go groundbreak. That thing makes sense to you? Now, what does the law say? Under the PPCC, the Liberia procurement procedures and contracting law are governed by the Public Procurement and Concession Act, PPCC, which establishes the Public Procurement and Concession Commission as the oversight body. The PPCC regulates and monitors public procurement and concession practices in Liberia. When government won't get contract, government won't bid project, government won't get construct this, the PPCC, in keeping with the law, provide oversight. Then let's ask Daniel Sando and the government and cool out them that talking to that government project. Because now they finish agreeing. Everybody say, so now we can talk inside. When we were president, we couldn't because of private thing. People are saying, oh, we just making all things. All of your shame now. Your shame. Because the government said, so now we're talking inside now. The way government things supposed to be done, now what we're talking about now. The way government things supposed to be done, now what we're talking about. Did PPCC provide any oversight on the process of contracting and, of course, the FOIA project? Did the PPCC play any role? Absolutely not. There is no record available to prove that. Now, key aspects of Liberia procurement law that clearly is absent from that whole FOIA project thing that tells any reasonable mind that what the government said yesterday was a blatant lie. We've not come to the inconsistencies yet, right? Just trying to set the record straight on some basic, elementary, fundamental, and areas that you must have an understanding of to go forward. Now, when the PPCC gets there, the PPCC is supposed to ensure on behalf of the country and its people that whatever project and contract that the government is going into is done transparently and fairly. The PPCC aims to ensure transparency, fairness, and efficiency in public procurement. So when all these containers were coming from Turkey and the EPS people were carrying it overnight to FOIA, right? How transparently was the selection process of the institution that were procuring these materials? I will make a conclusion on this thing here, but we'll get there. The PPCC is there to ensure that the process is competitive under the competitive bidding requirement. That you open it so the Liberian company and other reputable company will compete in an open and transparent and fair process and win the bill and demonstrate the capacity to implement and execute the project the way the Liberian people and the government wants it. Was that done? No. How then do you say it's a government project when the government project requires to go through these rudimentary procurement planning? PPCC guards the process of ensuring that procuring entity must prepare and submit procurement plans to the PPCC. So the company that is executing and developing that project, can Mr. Johnson at the PPCC, who just called C, can Mr. Johnson furnish and publish to prove that indeed what the government is saying is true? Can they publish the procurement plan? Can they do that? PPCC award, say contract award. Contracts are awarded to the most responsive bidder, considering factors like price, quality, and experience. Do we know the experience? It had to take the independent media and all other civil society to dig, and keep asking before we get an idea of 10 million. And then the government on the narrative says 6.1 million. When these are supposed to be public information. Common violations. Common violations of the FOIA Villa project that you need to consider. If indeed they say it is a government project, the common violation that must be prosecuted. 1, lack of transparency. The project lacks transparency. Somebody should tear down it. The government must not be proud to knock our chest on that. It is an attribute of a rogue government. Insufficient disclosure of procurement information, like contract details and bidding processes. You kept everything away from the people. Non-competitive procurement. The direct contracting or limited bidding, bypassing open competition. You bypass open competition, conflict of interest, officials involved in procurement decisions having personal interest in contract. You read that right up. They say government people and other people are all contributing. Conflict of interest. Unfair evaluation, biased evaluation of bids favoring specific contractor. There was no bid. In fact, they just handpicked one other guy. The Foya Villa controversy highlights concerns about transparency and accountability in Liberia's procurement processes. The government has faced enormous criticism from people like us simply because they ignore the law. And we're having this conversation for the sake of our partners. Stop investing your taxpayers' money in this government. They're rogue. And the partners are the only people that can help us now to say something. With what is happening now in the country, it's terrible. Let's hold it right there and bring you a few clips. We played some of them earlier, but let's go back and bring them and rewind them. Let's go back and rewind them. And rewind the clips. Fair Liberians is important. Let's rewind the clips.
This is a disgrace to our nation. This is a disgrace to our people. We came to rescue. We never came to lie to them. We lie to the people every day. We're feeling that the country is better, but yet we are sinking with lies from the Ministry of Information. This is St. Daniel Sano. When he pointed out the Mana River conversation the other day, this is the St. Daniel Sano. Listen to him. Listen to the crap he said.
He used a very Facebook page to speak on behalf of government. So did you, at any time, I don't know if now you saying that you spoke at the private visit, but did you say that building was being constructed by the MRU?
Well, so I don't know about the project in question. Somebody did a post.
So, like, this is the same man that I just wrote. I'm sorry, I just read what he wrote. That it is a government project. But this man is the deputy spokesman for the government. The man here, you listening to him? He said he don't know about the project. But he, all of a sudden, he now knows about the project. And he's providing detailed breakdown and historicity of the project. You think we back in the country?
Deputy Minister,
constructed by the MRU. He used a very Facebook page to speak on behalf of government. So did you, at any time, I don't know if now you saying that you spoke at the private visit, but did you say that building was being constructed by the MRU?
Well, so I don't know about the project in question. Somebody did a post. Always people send things to do. And somebody gave me information which was not accurate about what they sent to me. And I think I made a comment which was
don't want to be fired, right?
Yeah. That comment does not represent the position of the government of Liberia. That's why when I was asked in my capacity here as a deputy spokesperson, I said the government will address.
The message, the comment that was an MRU project or meant for MRU purposes did not represent the position of the government. That he misled, he lied, right? But the same man wrote again and said, "Oh, it's an MRU project. It's meant for peace and development for MRU country to come. Say Labrador is the oldest independent country in the MRU business, blah, blah, blah." Huh? What is going on here, folks?
Okay. That's Deputy Minister.
That's
disgrace. Go ahead. You're telling us. I'm going to find a new path that the people can understand. Listen to your Deputy Minister of Information. And it wasn't for Youngbley and Liberty Party.
This is shameless.
I never got in that job.
This is disgraceful. This is embarrassing. Look, we know the government is in a position where she does whatever she wants. She violates the laws. She abused the Constitution. And they go ahead and do anything. They're so irresponsible and reckless that no matter how they're called out, they pay heed not. This is where we are, folks. The lies is out there. The contradiction, the inconsistencies, and all of those.
This is your deputy minister. So those of you that hear back erroneous, it would then that the government position won't make it to fall. What make it good today now? What should we believe it at the government position today? What should we believe it that yes, indeed?
That time you said the government position is still made, but today
$3.9 million, right? You get a $10 million project. Well, what the government will add $3.9 million of it? That is just to the Liberian people. This
you can't talk. I heard
say Henry Costa. Henry Costa was on Spunto and he asked this question.
People have been asking questions. You can't talk. I heard my brother Daniel Sando say the Manoro Union. Then I heard
that not me say it. It wasn't Stanton who said it. It wasn't AB or any of us, the critical voices in the country. It was them who were saying these things that we were only amplifying. And this is the colossal embarrassment that this, of course, the country has reduced and shown the country. Overnight, this is a huge, gigantic difference going on in FOIA.
The press secretary to the president said the project is a presidential project. There's no coherence in your communication. Your messaging has holes. How can they?
This is how they allow more money.
You funded project.
Money what? Costo. This is how he said. He said the way they're sounding like their messaging get war, their brains get war inside. You talking nonsense. Somebody said this and blah blah that one. How y'all doing that thing here? So y'all something get war inside and things, folks, fellow Liberians.
And the press secretary says it's a presidential project. Then Steve Kuya goes for confirmation hearing. They're asking, he said, I know nothing about the project. You don't do that to your.
And I told you, those were their positions. They said they didn't know anything about the project. And out of a sudden, all of them know everything. All of them know the history about the project now. They tell you the background of the project. They tell you the source of funding of the project.
People, you don't do that. Who's building it? Who's funding it?
Look, man, 0776 104 104 086 500 104 are the numbers to call Liberians. We have done our parts. We have played our part. Look, we're about to take our year-end break. We're leaving you with these. And look, several of these nonsense are going to keep happening in the country. And that's why Molu and others have said, we got to stand up for our country. 0776 104 104 086 500 104. This is the Freedom Money Rise. My name is Abu. Right here this morning. Let's hear from you, fellow Liberians. What do you think? What do you say? Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning, sir.
Yeah. Abu, this is Corey Abraham Peter Lagos. And this morning I'll call you from around the airfield.
Go ahead.
Abu.
Liberians, I know it's so pitiful that this country. We are not friendly with the Constitution so as to get an insight as to what's the responsibility of a citizen in the country. The Constitution is clear that we author these people into government, and whenever our happiness is required, we should bring them to check, and then we should even petition our deputies, especially the issue of this that border around, national or public that border around public spending, because the Constitution again established in Article 34. It says that every public spending, even creation of other political, divisions should come from the legislature. All right. So this villa that we're talking about, or this piece, house that we're talking about for the Mano River Union, that which from the initial stage, Mano River Union herself denied it, and today the government is coming on a it is from Mano River Union, especially because Liberia, I don't know if Liberia is on the International or Security Council or what. You know, so all these things they border around constitutional breach. And we Liberians, we have to wake up, you know, so that the government can understand that Liberians are not stupid anymore. Liberians, we are not stupid set of people. And this is not Abu, it is my national duty now. I'm trying to embark on it, that people should understand their civic rights. For now, to 2029, it is
thank you very much. When teaching these things, Liberians just sometimes ignore their own rights and they allow and heal their exploiters. That's what we do in this country. Good morning.
Good morning again, Abu Jerry.
Morning, sir.
This is Richardson Kubo calling from Balance here this morning. Well, Abu, honestly speaking, not to sugarcoat anything, Abu, the government lies to the people of Liberia. And it is a broad day deception and dishonesty, Abu. You can, for example, be carrying on a national project, like you're saying as a government, a national project, and you're having too many security hanging all around the project. In fact, when you started a project, you had a project from the Liberian people. How can you be carrying on a major project and you continue to have the information from Liberian people? It is complete deception, and the government must be man enough to apologize to the Liberian people. These are glaring signs that the government is beginning to breach or social contract with the Liberian people. You get my point? This project, Abu, it is not a 6.1 million project according to the government. This project is about 10 million plus. This project was not intended for quote-unquote Mano River Union project or whatever. If, for example, you're having a regional structure, like in the case of the African Union, where they constructed the OAU at headquarters or a project in Liberia, there was a regional contribution. All of those member countries contributed to the project. So you can be constructing a regional project, and then Sierra Leone is not part of it, Guinea is not part of it. Instead, it is Liberia.
Even Africa is not part of it. As if to say we get, and those countries and budget and be our own.
They are far better than ours, and they are making progress than us. So how can Liberia now be taking a huge responsibility to construct a project in a jungle? For there is nowhere around any safe zone that you will say, oh, because of security reasons, we want to construct a project here. Why can't we the project in Foya?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. What? Right? So this is it. You can take pride in going to dedicate hand pump in Foya, but to go break ground for 10 million project, you can't. Then you can't tell us say that government project. Big head about liar. Yeah, go there. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Donald calling from National City of the Big Response.
Go ahead.
The only thing I have to say concerning that project is maybe the Liberian people still have to check, because the first thing the government lied to us that our project was the MRU was part of that project, and actually the MRU don't know anything about that project. That project is a private project for the president. They got to drag the MRU into it so that they can recover. So the Liberian people need to dig behind that and know the total cost and all those that is involved into the project. Then we know how to get it our project.
The Baga project, y'all gotta understand. So this one is coming in, right? Sekou B. Collect, Kwadu Boni and Lofa County has been dismissed or compelled to resign from the National Port Authority on ground of his past affiliation with the CDC and the fact that there's some elements who are members of the Unity Party and from Kwadu Boni who have been pressuring that Sekou should leave their government and all of that. So Sekou is out. That is for you. Maybe a breaking news, but these are normal things that are going on. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Abush.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Thank you this morning for the discussion. You know, we billionaires people, the Liberian people, majority are the cost. Because he won with 20%, so if he's 20 less than 20,000 people, he feels that he can run this country. But all of these things, I would say you are black.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning. Liberians are increasingly expressing that this agreement.
Good morning, Abu.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Sunday, I'm Benjamin Gary calling from the Lion King. I want to thank you for the show. Thank you for enlightening the Liberian people. It is good that we know what is going on in our country. For the outset, we as Liberians knew what was going to happen to the Liberian people. But you know what happened in our country? We are carried away by our own people with their own wars and other things. Everyone I know Joseph Boakai is not a president for this country. Boakai last 10 years ago, if Boakai will continue to last, Boakai died. Boakai was brave to tell the people he's been living on room. After serving us for 30 some good years, before becoming vice president, we knew what was going to happen. Today we getting to know that Boakai is spending $10 million for a private project in 4 years. And then lying on the Liberian government was not spending this script. They were going to happen for the upstairs. We know that.
Thank you.
The MRU does not know anything about that project. It is true.
Thank you very much. The line is going down. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. I want to take 5 more calls and then be out. Time is up.
Yeah, I'm Rano Yusa. I do call you from FPRC Junction.
Go ahead.
The people when they look for it will give you now. We just silent for peace sake.
Yeah, for peace sake, well, setting small group of people being stealing the whole country of money and then lying over and over. They think him, man.
But if it introduce myself good to you. I want a former man.
Former what kind of man?
I would tell you, Kim over here.
Former ATU man?
Former ATU man, my name is Rana Yuswa. I put my phone into you. But if you look at the problem, we just keep it silent because we want to look at it. But it is clean. We can take it from there, we use it. When we are coming from control, and once you go back one, we take it from one human being. Without using the recruit funds. So when you're of good, you keep it silent.
Thank you, Yusua. Thank you, Yusua. I'm not sure we should go the rebel side here, but it's important that we rather indicate that our silence does not mean that we're weak. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu. This is Rodriguez. The way and I from my resident this morning. Abu, the president could break ground for just a police force. The president is building a million government project, a police to Daniel Sado, who was speaking as if he had hold into his head. That boy said he didn't do anything about the project and said that it was for MRU. That they were never in the know about that project. Now back to the Liberian it's a government project. You see how stupid it is? People study stupidity to themselves and see the study to the Liberian people. But the reason it's not to do people who dig to the 4 years who will get all of the details about that project yet. The project in 4 years, and we will know how that project went there, what that was done for.
The way I'm looking at it, that project will bring problems for the government. Yeah. Thank you, Virginia. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Abu.
Morning, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Mandela calling from the old.
Mm-hmm.
For their criminals. And the person with their criminality to craft whole lot of lies and things that it can't fit. I can't go from this. They are home going. It shows us that Liberian people are getting a message. You understand? Even though some ignorant and illiteracy or some people backing them, but at least majority of them. Because these people, they are criminal. You say they are project for Liberian people. Then you didn't involve the Liberian people into the information they can do so work to break ground. You do it. You go, you take EPS. Anything EPS, according to what you are saying, yeah, it's presidential. Anything EPS you see in there, it's presidential. Whatever, whatever they whatsoever.
Oh.
They who's together in the country. MRU, they send us enforcement for nothing. Then they cannot stand on and see how that man is raising it. They say, yes, these are criminals, they look it.
Thank you very much. Folks, we have to hold it right there. Time is fast spent, and the facts are clear. Liberians themselves are speaking out, and even the laymen know that indeed the narrative from the government is corrupted and, of course, lacking facts, accuracy, and the truth. So why did the government choose to lie to its people? Why did the government choose to lie to its people? This has rendered everything the government will say about the FOIA project as complete deception. What's the citizens going to do about it? How can we fix that? How can we fix it? Because our money is still being put into the place. In the end, what claim can we lay to it? The legislature is not aware of that project. The PPCC is not aware. Nobody's aware. But Daniel says is the government MRU project. MRU says she knows nothing about it. What is going on? When our people dance rescue, were they actually indirectly ushering in a gang of criminals who boldly and fearlessly steal from the country and provide narratives that are far away from the facts, suppressing and oppressing the people can speak out, killing and tear gassing them, brutally handling political disagreements and dissent. Look at Liberia today. Look at the environment. This is the festive season. Everybody's hungry. No money. Everybody hungry. Millions are being siphoned under dubious circumstances, dubious arrangements, illegal contracting, illicit financial transactions. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, it's always a good thing to be here until we see you tomorrow, probably. Do have a wonderful time. Molu have said they're coming out, and the protest is on, the mobilization is on, and so, yes, it is a strategy also to keep them jittering, and then the element of surprise. Let's see how that plays out during the course of the day. Until we see you, stay peaceful. Bye-bye.